Now you know what is prototype chain. If you want to access specific property or method of the instance of the prototype, you need to move through the prototype chain up. And if specific method or property is not found in the instance of the prototype, you move one level up and check it in the prototype. If it is not found there, you move one level up again, and so on until the end of the prototype chain. Okay, but how this prototype chain looks like in JavaScript? How it works behind the scenes? Let's start discussing this. Each object in JavaScript has prototype. And behind the scenes there is internal hidden property that is equal to this value. This value is specified by ECMAScript standard. But again, this property is hidden and you are not able to access it directly. But there is visible property for each object, called proto. Why this name is so weird? Name was chosen so on purpose. It is not recommended to change this property. Of course, you are able to access it same as you do with other properties of any object. But again, name was chosen so on purpose to avoid occasional change of it. So, this property is internal and it is hidden, and this property is visible for each object. And it can be either object or null. It cannot be equal to, for example, number or string. It must be always either object or null. And by default, in each prototype chain in JavaScript, last prototype is equal to null. And I'll show you this later on. But what is the difference between this property and this property? They are not equal, and this property is just getter, setter for this hidden property. Using this property, you can change value of the prototype, but again, it is not recommended. And you can view this prototype. Let's look at this in action. Let me create new variable and I will create new object. So A will be empty object, like this. If I access A and expand this object, I will see this property, proto, and it points to object prototype. We will talk about this in the next lecture. For now, just focus on this property. If I access this property, a.__proto, I access own property of the object A, and as a result, I get an object. I have just told you that value of this property can be either object or null, and in this case, it is an object, and this object contains its own properties and methods. Okay, but what if I will create, for example, string? Let's define string. Const b equal to empty string. If I'll access b like this, I will get string, because string is a primitive variable type. But what will happen if I will try to access property proto of the b? What do you think I will get? I will get object. It means that even primitive variable types have this property. And therefore, primitive variable types are also objects in JavaScript. Same with number. Let's create a number. Const c equal to number 2. And again, let's try to access this property of this variable. And here it is. I get an object. And it is a number prototype. If I will try to access prototype of this prototype, I will do this in following way. What I will get? How do you think? I will get another object, and this object is an object prototype. And if I will dig deeper and access parent prototype of object prototype, how do you think what I will get? I will get null. And that is the last prototype in this prototype chain. Takeaway from this lecture is following. Every object in JavaScript has prototype, and internally it is accessed using this property. But there is visible property called proto, and using this visible property, you can set or get value of this hidden property. And please keep in mind that variables that contain some primitive variable types, such as strings or numbers, have also this property. It means that those variables are also objects. There are some primitive variable types, such as null or undefined, that don't have this property. For example, if I will try to create new variable d, and it will be equal to undefined, and if I will try to access this property of this variable, what I will get cannot read property of undefined. Okay, let's move on, and next let's discuss how prototypes look like. And we will talk about father of all prototypes in JavaScript, that is object.prototype. See you in a moment. Bye bye.